Hello, I'm Steve Moran. This is my shop in downtown Miles City, Montana. The best place in the world. This is my story, whether it's good or bad.
So you were raised here in Montana?
Yeah.
Over in the western part of the state?
Yeah, over there, you know.
And your mom was the one that raised you?
No, she's been gone. She's been gone for...
When you were a kid?
Oh yeah, she's been gone 55 years now.
Okay. Well, who raised you?
Well, got bounced around a lot. And the old man, he was never around. I got bounced around a lot. And finally wound up on my grandfolks on my mother's side. That was just...
They were out on a ranch?
Yeah, it was just a place. I was never there. But yeah, I started working ranches, shit in big old country when I was just a kid, 12, 13.
12, 13, you started working?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. And then we...
Who was your biggest influence then? Did you have some ranchers or some of the people you work with?
My biggest influence? Boy, I don't know. I mean, back in them days, I had a lot of influences, I suppose. When I was just getting started, you know, they had great stories to tell. As long as I'd sit there and listen, they damn sure wouldn't show me nothing. I sit there and listen to them, I could learn something. And I got into packing mules into the back country, and I went to work for old Gerald Ritchie. Now he was the greatest packer and mule man that ever lived.
What was his name?
Gerald Ritchie.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was pretty legendary for sure. Yeah. We got started with old Gerald, and I don't know, I worked for him for 3 or 4 years, I suppose. And then I went up the river from there and went to work for old Bob Stewart.
Learned something from each one of them?
Well, I didn't learn shit from Bob. He was the worst packer in the damn world. And I'd tell him so too. And I went to work for old Bob. I was with him for 15 years until he got old. He didn't do any packing. He was terrible at it. All he was good for was hauling hay and cutting wood, which was good because that shit I didn't like to do. But when they sold out, I kind of drifted out of that subway country, and I went into Wyoming and down into Arizona and doing some packing on that country. And then
you start learning how to make these saddles and all this leather work?
Oh, I learned all this stuff on my own. Years and years ago, I could never afford to buy a good saddle. I had to ride all wore out garbage shit all the time. Of course, something was always breaking, so I'd have to tear it apart and fix it and go from there. And then I built, hundreds of pack saddles through the years.
And that was just all out of necessity?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I started carving leather and building stuff when I was just a kid. I mean, I was always liked doing it.
You just did it.
And I just did it. And I do this kind of stuff at night and cowboy all day.
Never really thought about it. That's just the way things were, right?
That's just the way of life. That's the way it was for me. Yeah. Well, the stirrup leathers are done. That's fun to rigging.
And if that's what you had done all your life, what happened?
Oh, getting crippled up.
How'd that happen?
Getting bucked off a million times. I mean, down in Arizona, I had a horse run over me, and he screwed me up really bad. Really bad. He put me in the hospital for damn near a whole year.
Oh, they broke your back or something?
Well, everything from my back to punching holes side of a beer can in my head, and broke both of my feet off. I mean, he
Really?
screwed me up pretty bad.
There's some damage.
Big time damage, yeah.
And then after that,
So that slowed me down for quite some time.
did you try and go back after that?
Well, yeah, I did, but you know, it took me a long time to get healed up, and shit, I had screwed with my brain really bad. I had a loss of memories and all kinds of bad stuff. And it took me a long time to get over it and make everything come back. And doing this stuff actually got me functioning again. And I was getting around all right, but not too good. I had an outfit call me and wanted me to do some packing for them. I said, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I said, I don't know if I can do it anymore or not, but I'll give it a shot. And of course, I just did it like second nature because I've done it so many years. After that season, I hung out the whole season with them. I decided I wasn't going back. I didn't like them very good. And
Just kind of hard to do anymore at that point.
yeah, and I mean, packing hard work. There's no doubt about it. It's very hard work.
But after that incident, I mean, that's a life-changing incident.
Well, it slowed me down a whole lot. So I went to cowboying out here in the Weevil country, and I was out there for a year or so, and I got a call from a guy down in Colorado wanted me to go cowboy for him. He offered me more money, a lot more money actually, so I took it. And I was down there forever. Couldn't make enough money to get the hell out of that expensive liberal son of a bitch. Last time I got bucked off, I decided that's enough. I was in the saddle 24/7 down there.
Down in Colorado?
Yeah, through the summer, 24/7 pretty much. Chasing cows in that brush country, fighting the greasewood and scrub oaks.
At some point, you just had to say,
Well,
can't do this anymore.
I was getting to where it was hurting so damn bad that I couldn't be in the saddle all day long anymore. That's when I decided I was going to quit. I had been picking up through the years. I picked up an old stitcher that we still got. We don't use it much anymore. It's so old you can't buy no parts for it. I picked up an old stitcher, and of course I had my carving tools, my head knives and little stuff like that. That was enough to get me started full time doing this.
Did you have any fears or doubts or concerns
About doing this?
Yeah, well, I mean, you were cowboying your entire life, and then you realized you couldn't do it anymore because it just hurt so bad, and then you had to move to something else, and that's kind of a hard switch.
Well, yeah, it really is. I mean, shit, I miss cowboying. I miss being horseback, there's no doubt, but I've done it for so many years, but you can only do so much.
Yeah. And so then you'd been doing this your whole life too, just at nighttime.
Yeah, just more of a hobby than anything.
But now you're going to try and make it a living, and
Well, that's just it. And then I had to figure out where in the hell I was going to settle at, you know.
what made you decide Miles City would be the place?
Well, I'd come up, my nephew got married here in Miles City, so I come up out of Colorado to his wedding, and I seen there wasn't no saddle shops in town, and I thought, well, hell, this is just as good a place as any to open up and see if I can't make it go. I can't do nothing but go broke. So I started here without a pot to piss in or window to throw it out of.
Yeah.
And we went from one little old bench with just a handful of tools to one old stitcher to 12 stitchers and building, well, right now this will be 6 saddles last month. And
so you've been growing.
We grew a whole lot, and along with this kind of stuff, you know, belts, a lot of custom ordered belts, everything from belts to billfolds to
you make boots too.
Suspenders. Yeah, I started building boots not very long ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I got short, fat feet, and I cannot buy a damn store-bought boot to fit. And store-bought boots are so damn uncomfortable, I couldn't wear them all day anyway. So I decided I wanted to just start building boots for myself. I got me a book and one to read, and I'm playing at it. Everybody's found out that I'm building boots in here now too. So we build, last year we built like 50 pair of boots. And this year we got a couple pair going back there now. But this year, so far, I've got about 30 pair to build. So, along with all of our saddle work and everything else we do, so we're spread out pretty thin.
Well, you started doing this 6-8 years ago. That's when you opened up.
Yeah, I come to town. Well, it's been about 8 years ago now.
Yep.
And
where'd you open up first?
Well, I opened up down the street, and I just had a little hole that wasn't a hell of a lot bigger than what this bench is. And
that bench that you had is literally right behind you over here, isn't it?
Yes, that bench there, then I had this cutting bench, and that's all I had.
So that bench there that we're looking at.
And this cutting bench.
And this cutting bench.
And I had that tool bench back there. But there's all crammed in like this.
Mm-hmm.
In that little hole I had, there wasn't enough room to work on a saddle in there or nothing. And Chuck Waldy, the people here have been very, very good to me anyway. I've been blessed that way for sure. People here are fantastic.
Well,
and they're all eager for me to make a go of it. And old Chuck Waldy, who was a rancher out there on Moon Creek, he got to where he was stopping in 3 or 4 times a week and watching me do my thing. And he finally told me, he says, "You're good at this. You need to get the hell out of here and get into a building of your own where you can actually do something."
If there was somebody that really helped you out, who would that be? Would that be him?
Well, he helped me. You see, I didn't, and I told him, I said, "Chuck, I'd love to do that, but I can't. I ain't got the money to get into a damn building on my own." And he said, "Well," he said, "I'm willing to help you with that." So we hunted around town for a while. Old Harvey down here at the picture frame shop, he told me that this building was sitting here empty. And me and Chuck would come and looked at it, and this building looked so damn big. I mean, it was huge. I thought, Christ almighty, I'm going to get lost here. I'm not going to be able to use it. Oh. And well, I needed $2,000 to get in here. And $2,000 might as well have been $2 million to me. Because I damn sure didn't have it. And he said, "Well, I'll front you the money to get you moved in there." And
that was a hell of a thing for him.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, it really was. And from there on, we just come on expanding. Well, I don't see Chuck too often. He's out and about around the world. But he stopped by here, a year or so ago, and he was sitting up there on the sill in the front window, and he sat up for quite a while. He's got some age on him. He's in his late 70s. And he sat up there for quite a while, and I said, "Chuck, you doing all right?" He said, "Oh yeah." He said, "I'm fine." He said, "But I'm just sitting up here looking at this saddle shop." He said, "I've been in saddle shops all over the world." And he said, "I've never seen one like this. I'm really impressed with what you've done with this."
That made you feel good, didn't it?
Well, it really did, yeah. And I said, "Well, shit, it's just a saddle shop to me. It's nothing special."
No, but it's something special to the people in Miles City.
Well, I guess so.
There's something special about you bringing it back to this specific building.
Well, I've had tons of people say that it's a blessing for me to be in this town. They've needed somebody like me in this town for the last 30 years. So.
And in this building in particular, what can you tell us?
Oh yeah, this is an old building. A lot of people don't know Al First now, but he was a premier saddle maker back in the 1800s when Mount City was still a pup of a town. And he was a premier saddle maker, and this was his shop.
This building that you're in right now.
This building right now was
is
First Now's saddle shop was.
We're a legendary saddle maker.
Exactly, and there's tons and tons of his saddles still out there in the world. I rebuilt a lot of them, a lot of his saddles.
That make you pretty, give you a little bit of pride, no?
Yeah, it makes me feel pretty good. It
Yeah.
really does. It makes me feel pretty good. Yeah, we come a long ways, for sure, and seems like every year we get a little bigger. Like Glenn, he comes in and helps me now. And
Now, how did you and Glenn meet?
well, when I was down the street, him and his wife come in. He sat there and visited with me, and he just hung with me for And every time he come to town, he'd hang with me. And then when I got moved in here, of course, every time they come to town, they always got to stop and see me. And Glenn has really helped me out a lot in the last couple of years because I get really far behind. I got all this new stuff to build, but I got a stack of saddles that got to be gone through, everything, new wool, new stirrup leathers, and that kind of crap. He would come in and help me get them all pulled apart and get the wool jerked off them so we get new wool put on them, and that made a hell of a big difference to me. I've been blessed that way.
Yeah, so you've been having a lot of good people.
A lot of good people. I mean, this is the best place in the world. The best place in the world, it really is. And I couldn't ever imagine living anyplace else. I told myself a million times, why in the hell didn't you just move here 30 years ago?